one of my goals during the quarantine was to learn as much as I can outside of my comfort zone, especially on YouTube. Lately, I've kind of switched around to what I'm watching in terms of learning new things, but lately I've been watching a lot of videos produced by lawyers about how to argue various cases in small claims court, which I had to go to a few times in my lifetime, and also various other legal matters. I just want to see how to negotiate things in my real life. And I just finished watching a video about various negotiations with the judge and how the judge might try to make you feel like he's your friend, so that you will feel comfortable talking about things that you might want to try to hide. And it reminds me of how real life works. I have a bad habit of oversharing way too much. So a few years ago, I was buying a car, and I think I made the mistake of getting too comfortable with the car dealer and sharing a little bit more than I really should have. At the time, I was actually looking for a car that I would be comfortable living in for most of the year. I used to spend 8 or 9 months living in the car. I would move somewhere like here during the winter time. Obviously, this was before the pandemic when that was a feasible idea. But I wanted a car that was livable, but at the same time, the gas mileage was somewhat reasonable, right? So those two are kind of at conflict if you think about it, right? So I was trying to balance that. And I didn't say to the dealer I'm planning on living in the car, but I think he inferred it from the rest of the conversation. And in retrospect, some of that was a mistake. It could have been worse though, right? 10 years ago, I would have went in there with the whole idea that I'm going to live in the car. Okay. I do this a lot at my workplace, right? I talked about in my last video how I quit dating temporarily, and the reason for that is I want to reset my mind about relationships, right? I used to have a very fuzzy border between what dating is and what everyday business is, right? And it caused all sorts of weirdness, right? I would be negotiating with a coworker or with my boss that I might have a crush on, and not that I would act inappropriately or anything, but it would fuzzy up my mentality with the negotiation and cause me to lose out, right? I had a landlord a year and a half ago, and I had a crush on her, and it caused all sorts of problems with all sorts, especially because I had a very difficult negotiation, right? I needed to extend the lease on the place. She said it wasn't going to be available, and I had to invoke Governor Inslee's eviction moratorium. And it was a difficult conversation, right? And at the same time I had a crush on her, it caused a problem, right? It also caused a problem with the actual relationships. I had a difficult time taking the leap at the end. I talked about this in other videos. I had two girls that I had, unfortunately, I broke their hearts because at the end I wasn't ready to take the leap. Okay, so buying a car, I had a problem. Workplaces, homes, where else? But it really goes to show, buying coins, obviously, right? I get too friendly with coin dealers. Fortunately, they're mostly men, but I get too friendly with them. I share about investment strategies. You guys watch my videos of astrology stuff, and sometimes get too comfortable and you leak out information without even thinking about it. Right? You might not think about that you're leaking. Nobody goes to the coin dealer and says that this is what I plan to do. This is my retirement plan. This is how much money I have in the bank to spend. This is my budget. Nobody's going to go to the coin dealer and say it like that, right? But you leak it out little by little without even realizing it, right? So the key takeaway of this video is you got to think about who are your friends and who are your business partners and who are who you can share things with and who you can't, right? And let me give you a hint. You probably have much fewer friends than you think you do in that regard. I mean, not that they can't be friendly, not that you can't be friendly to them, but you have many fewer friends that you could share that you think. You got to be very careful about what you post on social media, and you got to have filters on your mouth when you go out in public, and think really long and hard. This piece of information that I'm about to share, is it going to do more good or more harm, right? I talked about in the last one of my previous videos about a little hack I like to do in my head to pretend that I have to pay every time I open my mouth, right? And conversely, when other people are opening their mouths, pretend that money is shooting out of their mouth and I'm collecting it as I go, right? Thanks for watching.